delicious, invigorating.
Can you take us back when you caught this fish and give us some of that story?
Sure, yeah. So, the initial plan was to go up there and get a couple pictures. I just did signed on with tacklewarehouse.com, and so Jeff Hodge just sent me a bunch of gear and said, hey, just try to get a pick. So we went up there to try to catch, a 6, 7, 8 pounder, which, believe it or not, at this lake, a 6, 7 pounder is nothing. It's just a small bass, really. And there, we've caught truckloads of 8 pounders out of there. So we went up there.
Holy cow.
I started on my first spot. Like the second cast, I caught a 666, and I'm like, right on. That'll work for a photo. And then right after that, I caught an 835, which
the beast.
An 835 is a humongous bass. I don't care what it is in a spot. It's like it doesn't even look real. So we moved to another spot, and no luck. And we moved to a couple different spots, and I pull up, and I actually see these fish on the graph, and turn around, fire out there, and I felt the fish bite, set the hook, and it took off about 5 feet. I mean, just took off, peel and drag, and then it stopped. And the thing was down about 20 feet, over 100 feet of water. These big spots rarely go to the bottom, just because they eat kokanee, because kokanee are always suspended. So it took off and it stopped, and for about 2 seconds, I'm sitting there holding the rod, and I literally thought I was snagged on a tree, which there's no trees or structure out there. So, I was confused. I mean, it stopped, I'm snagged, I'm like, wait a minute, and then it slowly turns and swims right by me, right by the boat, really slow, all the way out to deep water. I get on the troll motor, and it's just going, like just like it'd be normally swimming, not worried about it or anything. And then I think this bass finally realized it was hooked, and it absolutely went crazy, took off. It was only 6 pound fluorocarbon, and it was literally a rodeo, dude. I mean, I was going Ike for sure. This thing was screaming around. I remember looking on my graph, and it was down 40 feet below the boat. I could see it. I'd pull it up about a foot and go down, pull up about a foot and go down. And there was a point where I literally questioned myself, because an 8 pounder, they fight really good. And I've caught some 9 pounders, but it was just something totally different.
Yeah.
And there was a point when I'm pulling, and I'm like, how much harder can I pull without breaking the line? And it finally just kind of came up, and it got right by the boat and turned on its side, and like it was ready to be netted, and then it took off again. And behind the motor, around the thing, I probably look like a
David
idiot,
Fritz?
running around the boat trying to land this thing. But, I knew it was big, and we finally netted it. And I looked at my buddy, and I go, dude, how big is that? He goes, it looks like a 15 pounder. And of course I knew it wasn't a 15 pounder, but I knew it was something special. So we weighed it, and it weighed 1078 on my column right. And then I called the Fish and Game warden. He was about 3 hours away at Clear Lake. And I said, man, I just caught a great big one. What should I do? And the whole reason he came up is because I was thinking at the time, maybe a world record, but a line class world record. I thought that'd be really cool. And then, now it has potential to be a world record. And so I'm actually talking to the game warden. It was about 5 minutes after I caught this bass, just sitting in the live well. And I retied, I fired back out there, and then I hook another one. And I said, hey, man, look, talk to my buddy here. And I caught an 827 as I'm talking on the phone.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
Hot, hearty, delicious,